You know, I'll be graduating from Butler University this month.
Chris McBarnes is like a lot of soon-to-be college graduates.
This was the place to be. And
he's looking for a job.
People are tired of business as usual.
And just like a lot of his peers, his interviews require he put his best foot forward.
My name's Chris McBarnes.
First impressions are everything.
So what we need is someone to come in and make the right decisions.
Getting that first dream job means shaking a lot of hands, endless interviews, and in his case, thousands of one-on-one interviews.
What's his biggest challenge?
I think probably, well, he's facing one of them right now, probably because you hear a lot about, well, his age and experience.
McBarnes is 23. According to him, his age is a strong point.
I see my age as a huge advantage all around. I think so many politicians today have egos.
Chris McBarnes is running for office. He's the youngest person to seek the office of mayor in Frankfort.
This is the area of town I wanted to bring you here because this is an area of town that the local politicians are forgetting about right now. No one has a voice here.
This is a difficult time for Frankfort. Jobs have been moving out, and according to the latest census, the town population is in decline. So how does a college graduate expect to turn that around?
Right now, 150 or 250 people have a voice in this community. 16,800 people need to have a voice in this community. And that's the number one thing I'm going to do when I'm elected into this office. I will listen to anyone.
Barbara Byan says she's a registered Democrat and her husband is supporting the Democrat candidate for mayor. This could be a divided house for the mayor's race.
He's going to have a rough road to go because they're going to fight him all the way, but I think he'll make it.
Before he can make it in City Hall, McBarnes has to study. His weekends are spent dressed in jeans and a hat, huddled with books and papers inside the Butler University Library.
Okay, so here we are getting ready to get on 465 down the south side. And we're going to set the cruise right at 55 miles an hour. We're going to go all the way around the city and see what happens.
Before we got settled, traffic was on us. Right off the bat, we were getting tailgated. We knew within a mile that we were in for a ride.
I got to tell you, going 55 feels like we're just crawling.
All the way around the south end of 465, we felt like a target.
Look at the semi behind us. He is right on us.
Semis, cars, everyone speeding right by us.
Oh, look at this guy. Teenagers going 70, 75.
Then we made it into the construction zone on the southwest side of town.
Getting tailgated again. I'm starting to see why the state police say that they could put 1,000 troopers out here and not slow things down. We appear to be the only ones going the speed limit so far.
Once out of the construction zone, traffic clears up for a few miles. Then on to the north side. A school bus comes up fast on our right-hand side. No passengers.
Gary Community School Corporation going at least 70.
The north end of 465 is fast. At times, we are holding up traffic. Cars going by us left and right, and we see our first.
Well, we have talked so much about what ice dams are, we figured the best way to show you is actually get up on a roof and show you. This right here is an ice dam. It's caused by snow, ice, and all kinds of other debris getting into your gutters and stopping it up. And you would think that the warmer temperatures would be a good thing to start clearing things out, but that's not the case, because as things start to melt, as that water starts to flow down into your gutters, it doesn't have any place to go except back into your house.
This is video that was taken the night after the ice storm put a thick coat of ice on Dawn Bandy's dance studio.
So I'll show you this part back here.
She was showing us some of the water damage inside the building.
Came down to get a Coke, and it was literally raining inside. Scared me to death.
She and her staff had put trash cans under every leak in just about every room and hallway of the building.
This is what happens, and they said that the only thing they could really do is possibly cut that, but then it's gonna have a big hole in the ceiling.
While we were talking to her, drops of water were hitting her on the arm.
This is why we don't allow.
And seconds later,
there.
part of a ceiling collapsed. More than a week later, she is still fighting the water and ice.
But hey, it's not gonna fall on us this time.
Ice dams on a roof have backed up water into the building, and that water has started to pour through the ceiling.
This area here was about ready to collapse, so we went ahead and cut it out. There's been some minor leaking since then, but and then we're gonna have to replace all the drywall.
In every room, there is damage. Contractors have been able to remove huge sections of drywall from the ceiling to prevent any additional collapsing.
This is all coming out. The whole ceiling's gonna have to be taken out, but at this point, we're safe to be in here.
And these are special athletic floors over the hardwood. And this building is more than just a building to Dawn. It's a livelihood. It's a part of her family.
Actually, my dad built it. I believe it was about 25 years ago, close to 30, when I was little.
Damages from the ice storm to this building are expected to reach about $60,000, and that includes replacing a roof that is just 3 months old.
There is not a safe way to remove these ice dams. Experts tell us the best way to eliminate some of the damage is to take a long rake and start pulling some of this ice off, but never get up here with any kind of a torch or some people have been putting salt in it, but then you run the risk of killing the plantings as it comes out of your downspouts. So if you've got ice dams, the best thing you can do is wait for them to thaw out and clean up the damage afterwards. From the near north side, Richard Essex, Channel 13, Eyewitness News.
It starts right in front of the TV. That frantic scramble to write down the teams as they are announced. Then comes the hard part.
We spend a lot of time going through all the brackets.
The key word being time. In the office, that time is supposed to belong to the company.
Where do I fill out my brackets? I fill it out at work.
Filling out your brackets at work takes time.
Well, not really. It's just kind of comes in through the office, and a lot of people do it.
National Bracket Day is almost a national pastime.
And any given day, probably 2 hours.
2 hours a day is the average amount of wasted time on the computer for personal business. In comes the brackets and personal computer time goes up.
You know, March Madness coming up, you know, I'll be on there probably a little bit more.
And in most offices, there is someone always keeping track of that time.
At work. Because I probably shouldn't be doing it at work, but it's where it starts.
Of the managers surveyed by Office Team, NCAA brackets are welcomed at work by about 11% of the supervisors. 57% are reluctant to allow them, and 32% are just fun haters and say no way.
What's it do for productivity?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not answering that.
And that is the key to all of this, getting the work done without distraction.
Because the chit chat and everybody and arguing and everybody's talking about it and what did you, oh, you're out, you're in, you're out, you're in. Yeah, all that, yeah.
There is some good news for the managers with a head for time. Most of the wasted time is in the first days of the tournament. As teams are eliminated, interest in the brackets goes down and productivity starts to come back to normal. Richard Essex, Channel 13, Eyewitness News. Told people living near the hole they have no intention of fixing it. The road is considered historic.
It's clearly kind of lost its charm, and it's time to be repaired.
DPW crews, when not plowing snow, are fixing potholes, a job that just seems to have no end. Craig Kemper holds in his hands one of the casualties of winter driving.
As you can see here, it's been tore across the seat there.
If this rim is yours, there may be a way to get the repairs paid for, but you have to come to the city-county building. To file a tort claim with the city of Indianapolis, but you better make sure that you've got all your paperwork in hand and don't expect an answer anytime soon. You've got 180 days to file that claim, but the city can reject that claim within 90 days.
You will need pictures, estimates from repair shops, and actual repair bills to go along with your tort claim. The potholes downtown have formed an obstacle course for drivers. This one on Pennsylvania is ripe for picking off tires and rims, but the size of it seems to give plenty of warning. But this one in Meridian looks innocent enough. Water disguises its true size and true destructive nature.
My advice is to keep your eye.
From the looks of it, you might think these college students are smoking pot, but it isn't. What they are smoking is completely legal in Indiana. It can be bought in shops like this one, head shops.
This is actually an Indiana product, so this is made down in southern Indiana. There are several brands. I mean, the market's exploding. The last 6 months, I've probably seen, 10 or 15 different brands appear.
Nothing on the label tells those that are lighting up what they are getting exactly.
You know, for those out there who think they're getting a natural product, this is a chemical made in a lab, dissolved in other chemicals, and then soaked on top of a bunch of herbs. People then smoke to get high, essentially.
Yep.
And they do get high. 5 minutes after the smoke started rolling, our 3 college students were high as a kite.
I'm gonna be high as a kite by then.
I can't stop smiling.
And they kept on smoking. All 3 students thought they were smoking a new and legal, safe alternative to marijuana.
If people think that this is a safe alternative to marijuana, I think they're mistaken.
In reality, the herbs and spices that they think are natural are actually soaked with an untested chemical compound called JWH-018, which is not regulated by any state laws, and it has not been tested for human consumption.
That's really good stuff.
And smoking it can have a variety of effects, not all of which are pleasurable.
Most of the cases we've seen are people who get really agitated, heart racing, high blood pressure, get kind of confused, and can drop their potassium, one of their electrolytes, pretty low.
There have been reports of seizures, hallucinations, and blackouts. But remember, it's legal in Indiana.
Most people come in actually requesting the incense. It is not for human consumption. However, I've consumed it.
You have consumed it?
I have consumed it.
And what's compared to pot, what's it like?
To me, it's all about the legality.
The owner of this head shop does not want his face or name on TV. He fears that the negative attention given to these products could have a backlash on his business and livelihood. He says that while in college he did smoke pot, but now he can't afford to get busted. So the stuff, he says, is a nice alternative, at least legally.
It is not THC, but it hits the cannabinoid receptors in the same way. There have not been long-term studies to see if it has long-term harmful effects. If it does, ask me in 20 years, I'll let you know.
You know, you're putting something in your body that we have no idea the effects of. And to date, the only things we're seeing from this medically are problems.
Oh, I'm a rockin' man. Now back to our college students.
That tastes really good.
They've been smoking this legal alternative for 20 minutes now.
Oh, I can definitely feel it.
And the effects are evident.
Again, it comes down to the fact that we really don't know. You know, are we looking at only a few kids who have problems, or are we looking at the tip of the iceberg?
These spices will remain legal in Indiana until lawmakers take some kind of action otherwise. In Indianapolis, Richard Essex, Channel 13, Eyewitness News.